Buddhism is often misunderstood. Many people think Buddhism is a religion meant only for those who have faith in the Buddha, or that it requires belief, rituals, or devotion in the way other religions do. But in its deepest essence, Buddhism is not only a religion, it is a philosophy of life, a path of understanding that any human being can learn from and practice, regardless of their background, culture, or religious belief. The Buddha never asked people to worship him. He never asked anyone to believe blindly. Instead, he invited people to observe, experience, and understand for themselves. The Buddha did not claim to be a god. He was born a prince, a human being like all of us, who left comfort, power, and privilege to search for the truth of suffering and the end of suffering. Through deep observation, discipline, and insight, he awakened. And because of that awakening, he became a teacher, not a savior. The Buddha did not have the power to grant salvation, nor did he have the authority to punish. He did not reward obedience or condemn disbelief. His role was simple yet profound: to show the path that leads to mindfulness, clarity, compassion, and inner peace. Walking that path has always been a personal journey. No one can walk it for us. No one can give us peace. Peace arises only through understanding and practice. Buddhism as a way of living, not conversion. Those who practice Buddhism deeply understand one important truth. Buddhism has never been about converting others. Buddhist monks do not go out into the world to recruit followers. They do not promise heaven, threaten hell, or attempt to convince people to abandon their own beliefs. Why? Because Buddhism is not about creating an identity. It is about reducing suffering. Its teachings focus on how to live with kindness, patience, and clarity, on how to recognize anger before it becomes violence, on how to understand fear before it turns into hatred, on how to transform pain instead of passing it on. This is why Buddhism can coexist peacefully with all religions, and why people of any belief, or no belief at all, can practice mindfulness, compassion, and non-violence. The meaning of non-violence in Buddhism. Buddhism is the path of non-violence, but non-violence in Buddhism goes far beyond the absence of physical harm. Non-violence begins inside the mind. It is the choice not to add more hatred through our thoughts, not to fuel division through our words, not to allow fear to control our actions. Violence does not start with weapons. It starts with unexamined anger, with unhealed wounds, with minds that are overwhelmed by fear, resentment, and separation. The Buddha taught that when we are unaware of our inner suffering, we project it outward. We blame, we attack, we defend, we divide. But when we slow down and turn inward, when we recognize our own pain with honesty and gentleness, the need to harm others naturally weakens. Mindfulness, the antidote to anger. Mindfulness is not a technique. It is a way of being present with reality as it is. To be mindful is to know what we are thinking, what we are feeling, what is arising within us, without judgment or suppression. When anger arises and we are mindful, we do not act immediately. We observe. We notice the tightness in the chest, the heat in the body, the stories forming in the mind. And in that moment of awareness, we regain our freedom. Because anger loses its power when it is seen clearly. This is why Buddhism teaches that peace is not created by force, but by understanding. Why the world feels so violent. We live in a time of deep collective suffering. People are overwhelmed, anxious, disconnected, afraid. When individuals are constantly under pressure, when they feel unseen, unheard, and unsafe, anger becomes a natural response. And when anger is not understood, violence follows. Buddhism does not condemn anger. It seeks to understand its roots. Anger often comes from fear, grief, powerlessness, unresolved trauma. When societies do not know how to heal collectively, that pain turns into division. Walking for peace, a living teaching. This is why the image of Buddhist monks walking for peace, especially in the United States, is so powerful. They are not marching in protest. They are not blaming, accusing, or demanding. They are walking, slowly, mindfully, silently. Each step is a message, a reminder to slow down, to return to the present moment, to breathe, to soften. Their walk carries no agenda except one: to invite people back to themselves, back to calm, back to compassion, back to inner healing. They are not representing Buddhism as a religion. They are offering Buddhism as a practice of peace, a practice that belongs to everyone. Peace begins with the individual. Buddhism teaches that society reflects the inner state of its people. When individuals are calm, society becomes stable. When individuals are full of anger, fear, and resentment, violence inevitably arises. This is not a moral judgment. It is a reality of human psychology. No law, no force, no political system can create peace if the human heart remains restless. This is why Buddhist practice always begins with oneself, not to escape the world, but to heal it from the inside out. Overcoming the true enemies. Those who walk the Buddhist path do not seek to defeat others. There is no enemy outside. The real work is internal: greed, anger, ignorance. When these forces govern the mind, they create suffering for oneself and others. When they are understood and transformed, peace naturally follows. Non-violence is not weakness. It takes immense courage to pause instead of reacting, to listen instead of attacking, to heal instead of blaming. A universal invitation. The monks who walk for peace carry a universal invitation. You do not need to change your religion. You do not need to believe in the Buddha. You do not need to call yourself a Buddhist. You only need to pause, breathe, and return to this moment, to notice what is happening inside you. Because when you heal your anger, you stop passing it on. When you calm your fear, you reduce violence in the world. Buddhism is the path of non-violence. Non-violence is not about denying conflict, but about transforming it at its source. It is the strength of a peaceful mind, the wisdom to understand suffering, the compassion to not add more pain to this world. When one heart becomes calm, it quietly changes the world around it. And when many hearts choose calm over hatred, peace is no longer an idea, it becomes a living reality.